Hello everybody, I'm back here again on another test drive of a 2020 bike. Last time I did the Yamaha YZ250X, this time I am going to ride the KTM 300 XCW. So, first thing I want to mention, it seems like everybody kind of had a problem getting these KTMs, or at least a little difficulty getting them in neutral when we did stop, or at least from what I saw. It's not a big issue, who knows what that is. But, first thing about the bike, very smooth. Compared to that Yamaha, really smooth compared to my old 96 CR250. The clutch let out a little later than I like, but that's just an adjustment. That's no big deal. The power was really easy to ride. I mean, right off the bat, I felt comfortable on the bike. I mean, you can see I'm right off the bat. I just kind of start ripping on it. And the suspension, the other bike, the Yamaha, I talked about how stiff that was. This was so plush. I mean, I was literally blown away on this first couple minutes of the test drive about how smooth that suspension was. I mean, it soaked everything up. It's pretty much exactly what I'm looking for in the next bike that I want to get, how smooth that suspension is. They just soaked everything up. So easy to ride, just so comfortable. It's not going to take all the energy out of you. It's not going to abuse and fatigue you, which is really nice. The second thing I want to mention is just how balanced this engine is. I mean, coming off of my 96 and then that Yamaha YZ250X, this bike, there's just like no vibration in it because they have that counterbalanced engine. And I've never ridden one of these. The last KTM 300 I rode was, I think, a 2013. I test drove it at a dealership, and I didn't like that at all, to be honest with you. But this is so smooth, and I don't know if it's the fuel injection really changes how the two-stroke hits, like how the power band hits. Really made a big difference. I mean, it's almost like a four-strokes linear power band, how it just smoothly builds and builds and builds. And then at any second, you give it more throttle, you got, boom, whatever power you want, but you can lug it. It's such a good mix of everything. It's really understandable how all this technology with the new, fuel-injected two-strokes is why it's going to stick, and that's kind of why it's the future of the two-strokes. Hopefully they figure out the reliability issue. I'm not sure if that even is an issue, but as you guys might have seen on YouTube here, it seems like people are complaining about it. I'm not sure if that's just a couple bikes that have been sold compared to all the different ones. But another thing I want to mention, I was so comfortable on this bike, and it was so nice. I was riding faster than I should have been riding, a little bit above my ability, which is a good thing, but that gave me a little bit of an issue. So I'm going to pause it right here to tell you that I laid over this 2020 KTM 300 XCW. I'm not proud of this. I actually thought I would just ending the video right here and not showing this because it's kind of embarrassing, but I got nothing to hide. I'm not that great of a rider. I'm still learning. So it just is what it is. Didn't hurt the bike. Just kind of got some mud on the front fender and wedged some mud between the hand guards and the brake lever and around the start button. The rest of the footage is going to be messed up because when I did do this, I thought I bent the camera, my GoPro, back. So I grabbed it and I went to pull it back where I thought was straight, but what I ended up doing was basically facing the camera on an angle across my face. So it's basically like I'm always looking left, which is going to ruin the rest of the video, but like I said, I'm just going to put this on here anyways because I did really like the bike and I wanted to kind of show the rest of me riding it. So here it is. One thing I will say that this taught me is that this bike is a lot lighter than I thought. Usually, I guess not usually, but I thought that with all the extra parts on these bikes, with the headlights, everything, it would be a lot heavier than it is. It's actually really light. It's still easy to pick up. I can just kind of rip it up real quick. But you can see what I was talking about with my camera angle. So it's really messed up. It's going to want to make you kind of turn your head to try and make me look right all the time. So I apologize for that. But I wanted to finish off the video because I really liked this bike. The only thing I don't like is the price tag of these bikes. It's so much money, in my opinion. I mean, $10,000 is a lot of money for something with two wheels on it that you're going to beat the crap out of in the woods. A couple other things about the bike I want to mention. The W models have the headlight, tail light, just a bunch of different items on the PDS rear suspension, which means it has no linkage. I didn't notice a difference in riding those, but I've never really ridden one back to back to really be able to tell the difference. And this is so much better than my bike. It's just all positive, so I couldn't say if it's better than having linkage or not. But the other thing I want to mention is the dash, like the little speedometer on these things. I didn't look at that one time while riding, so I don't even know if it's worth having that. I do like the fact that it has like a trip computer and a couple different things that kind of tell you, like I think your max speed or average speed. I believe it tells you that. So, but watching this video back, I realized a couple of these times I got up to like 30 miles per hour, which is pretty crazy. Wasn't expecting that. So I think I might actually put one of those on my old 96 TR250, like get like one of those Trail Tech ones. But to recap about this bike, I really, really liked it. I actually think that the bike I want to get is either going to be this KTM 300 or possibly the KTM 350. So I love the bike. The suspension was so nice. The power was amazing. I don't know if it's because of the fuel injection or what, but amazing bike. I really recommend you guys get out there to demo day and test drive these things, because this really put it in perspective for me and taught me a lot about what I want. So thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for more videos, guys. See you next time.